Hello, everyone. I'm Susanna with Hypnosis Haven, and today I'm going to talk about the lies we tell ourselves. The topic for this conversation came up the other day while I was chatting with a friend about the things that we believe that keep us comfortable in life. And sometimes we tell ourselves these things knowing that it's a lie, but we accept it because it's just been that way for so long. And so these are comforting lies. And I remember reading once, I can't remember where it was, but it was the term lubricating lies. And that was another interesting way of describing a lie, because you can drink to get to the point of then behaving the way that you don't really have the courage to behave unless you were drunk. And so there are so many ways that we lie to ourselves. So over the years, I've noticed a lot of what impedes clients is what they believe. And that's an obvious thing, right? But when you start thinking about it and breaking down the behavior that comes from the beliefs, we're looking at things like, I'm ugly, I'm not good enough, nothing that I do is right, I don't deserve happiness, I don't deserve love, I don't deserve respect or prosperity. Worrying keeps me safe, fear keeps me safe. I'm not good enough. Did I say that one? That one comes up often. Eating takes the sadness away. There's a whole collection of lies that we are told because we tell them to ourselves. We repeat them because they were told to us as children. And maybe they weren't directly told to us, but we might have had an experience in our childhood that caused us to take on an identity to that or against something, so that way we now form who we are based on what we saw. So for instance, if a child sees their mother crying because their father did something that made the mother cry, well, the child then takes on the decision. They make a decision right then and there. That's an impactful thing. They can decide, I'm going to be like dad because I don't want to be crying like mom. I don't ever want to get married. Or I don't want to be the kind of person that makes my spouse cry, so I'm going to be like mom. I'm going to be the one then that ends up crying because I'm not going to be like that. So each moment, imagine that. Each impactful thing, and you don't know what's going to be the impact for a child. That's the thing, because we're living our lives, and as I see with my 3 kids, no matter what I do, I don't control their minds. Even as a hypnotist, I don't control their minds. They are experiencing the moment from their perspective. So if my son is telling his sister, oh, you look so cute in that dress, the other sister in the other room feels sad because she's not hearing it herself, even though she heard it earlier. And so it then creates a thing that didn't have to be a thing. So imagine that. You're going through your childhood and you don't know what happened that might have not directly happened to you that made you take on something that you now believe as a permanent absolute truth that might not be true. So these things come really, really helpful, and there's this whole series that I do for people that are suffering with dysmorphia, because sometimes we believe something to be true that isn't really true. So whether we're dealing with image, it's basically all image. That's what dysmorphia is. But when you're stuck in a lie and you need to get free of that lie, how do you get out of that lie cognitively if you don't realize it's a lie? So that's where therapeutic imagery, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, everything that I do comes in to help with these challenges, because we get to the root. That's like the specialty here, is getting to the root cause. When did you start to believe this? Why do you believe it to be true? And then interacting with the lie. Oh, those are my favorite sessions. Those are my favorite sections. When you get to go into hypnosis and we face the lie, we confront the lie. And that's the other thing that I was thinking about before I made this video is, how are you supposed to even get to that place if you don't know it? You need silent pause. And I don't know how many people actually have silence in their lives long enough to be able to find the answer to these harder questions? And then, do people even bother to question things and to really take that deep dive and to look into themselves to find the truth? I know saying the truth can be triggering for some people, and maybe that's another thing that we need to discover upon, because everybody is so sold on my truth. Okay, so I'm not even going to touch that one, because that is therapeutic. Like, you need therapy. That's all there is to it. So when you are telling yourself a lie, and many lies, and then you have this whole complex series of lies that are making you who you think you are, and you notice that there's some sort of contradiction to who you are and who you want to be, and you need to get to that bottom of it, to find out the truth, and to just be still and to release it, to release the lies, to clear it out of your mind. We clear the mental path, the landscape of the mind, so that way all the clutter, all the littering, all the noise that's been put on you since your childhood, because you've been taking things on that weren't even necessarily for you or true or right, and now you're stuck expressing something that really might not even be you. I mean, who would you be and how would you be if you were free of those lies, of those contradictions? I mean, what could you do? When I have traumatic brain injury clients, and I have stroke recovery clients who've been told you can't walk, and then they walk. They've been told you won't be able to speak anymore, and then they speak. They're told that's as good as it's going to get, and then it gets better. Clients that have these fears that have been with them their whole lives, and so they've been told you just have to accept it. You got to take these pills. You got to get drunk to get through it. All of these ridiculous antidotes and things that people believe they have to do or believe in order to get through something, instead of just taking a step back, stepping out of it, and looking at it from a different point of view and realizing this doesn't have to be true. I do deserve to be happy. I don't deserve this type of relationship. I don't deserve to be spoken to this way. I deserve better. And that is such a loaded word, deserve. Oh my goodness, deserve. That's a whole other reason to go in for therapy too, to find out what is it about that word. How do you feel about that word? Are you comfortable with that word? Because that is a very weighted word that it can be upsetting for some people. And I get it. Because I can tell you right off the bat, for me with my childhood, I felt like I was deserving of the treat that my parents had. And my younger brother, he was just there. He didn't do the stuff. He didn't deserve it, but he still got it. So it almost felt like, well, what was the point of my efforts? And no matter what my mom said, I wasn't going to be okay with it. But now that I'm older, I realize, well, what I get, the fruit of my efforts, that's my own. And so now I tell my kids, your good behavior is its own reward. And that sounds like such. But they're not going to get it until they get older, because I'm teaching them how to have better habits now, because they are going to be the end result of the habits that they take on now. That's what we all are, because what we believe equals our habits and our behaviors, and our habits and our behaviors, they create our life. So your good behavior, your beliefs, that is its own reward. And so you can live in peace, you can live authentically happy, and the good things come to you, the things that you worked for, the things that, because when you are happy and you flow and you're good, then good things happen. And when bad things come your way, even when you're doing all the right things, you're able to handle it much easier, because you're coming from a place of peace, serenity, calm, comfort. You know yourself, and when you know yourself, you won't be so triggered. You won't be so upset, because you'll know you're not lying to yourself anymore. And when you're lying to yourself, you're not going to tolerate anybody coming in and arguing or saying anything otherwise to the contrary, because you know you're living the truth. You know that there's no lie about you. You know that you're not lying to yourself. And if you're not lying to yourself, you're not going to let anyone else lie to you. So self-respect increases, self-esteem increases. You feel better about yourself 100%. Even if you don't look like the way that you think you need to look because this is who you follow on Insta and these are the celebrities that you think you need to look like. No. Because it's all lighting and makeup. And a perfect example, I was laughing when I turned all of this on to make this video because it's gloomy and overcast outside. And I thought, well, it's not going to shine bright enough in here. But as soon as I turned off all of these faux lights, guess what? Look, it's all pretty and bright in here, right? But it's not really. These lights, they're lies. So that's just it, If you're living authentically and you're living without lying to yourself, then you're not so bothered and you can be at peace no matter what comes your way, because you're not busy trying to hold up the facade of your life. It's like, I just got a visual of a scaffolding made up of lies, trying to keep up this false idea of you. So, on that note, I'll wrap up the video and invite you to subscribe for more for more of this. I have a bunch of videos that I haven't posted yet, but I'll get around to it. I've just been relaxing and working on my art lately. But that and clients just coming in, and it's been very relaxing. But I'm not posting videos like YouTube wants me to, but that's just it. I'm not here to serve YouTube. I'm here to serve my clients and to live my life comfortably. So sorry if I don't post often enough for some of you guys, but you always know. You can send an email. You can reach me through my website. You can find more information out about me and my practices. And, I've had many people reach out to me about these relationship recoveries. So I might have to add something about that to my website, but I have a whole project in mind to update my website and services and make myself more accessible to clients around the world at different budget and price points. So it's on my list of things to do. I think someone asked me to make a video on procrastinating, right? But there's already videos out there for that, and if I told you I would simply procrastinate, because yes, hypnosis helps with that too if you want it to. Really, it's all programming, and it's just changing the software, changing the ideas and the things you believe. But as somebody who waited till like the last hour to do their taxes, I really can't speak to procrastinating. So anyways, follow me on Facebook. You can follow me there, and I'm on Instagram too. I'm on other platforms, but I don't really spend a lot of time on there because I don't live like that. I live real in real life. It's wonderful. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. I look forward to hearing from you, and feel free to send some messages and some requests if you have questions and you want me to answer on the video. I do appreciate those as well. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Until next time, bye.